Today on the channel, grab your favorite cereal, sit down in front of the TV as we unbox Carnage and Spider-Man from the Spider-Man animated series Hasbro Pulse exclusive line.
The spirit of the warrior will run forever!
Welcome everyone, Kyle here, and welcome back to the channel for a Spider-Man animated series unboxing and review. Of course, the Hasbro Pulse exclusive here, but we're talking all things Carnage and Spider-Man. But for all your non-Hasbro Pulse exclusive items, make sure you're hitting up Entertainment Earth. Use discount code Kyle. Save yourself 10% on all in-stock items. And of course, anything over $59, it ships free. But today, we're having our first go around the sun here with the Spider-Man animated series. A favorite cartoon of mine during the time it was on TV. Really did love that. X-Men I put ahead of it, but really A and B. I loved both of them. They were both great on the old Fox Kids network back in the day. And of course, we have been unboxing all the animated series X-Men figures. Well, it sounds like that line is on pause temporarily, maybe forever. We'll find out someday, I guess. But they have transitioned over to the Spider-Man animated series, and this is our first two-pack here. This is one of those sets that is a little bit controversial in some ways. As you know, some people gotta have it. They love the animated series. Some people say we already have these figures without the cell shading going on, so maybe I don't really need this. I'm somewhere kind of in the middle. I want to see what all the fuss is about, and then my collector brain kind of goes to, well, I could have an X-Men animated series shelf. I could have a Spider-Man animated series shelf. Then I can have my other ones from both franchises all over the place. So we'll see what goes on. We'll see what all the fuss is about with this pack here, if there is fuss at all. But of course, we're going to do this unboxing like we do all the other ones here on the channel. We're going to take a look at the packaging. We're going to talk about it. We're going to unbox it. We're going to talk about it. We're going to see where it goes from there. So let's take a look at the old packaging. Of course, absolutely love this. It is plastic free, and it's funny on packaging like this, nobody seems to really gripe. Nobody seems to have a real hard time about it. Now, I don't think we have to worry about figure swapping on a Hasbro Pulse exclusive item. I just don't think that is the case. But of course, it is a VHS style packaging here, which I think a lot of people like. It really speaks to that generation, things like that. So it's funny, plastic free gets a lot of people dogging it, not for it, of course, and with good reason and most of the time. But nobody really complains about these, so I do think that is interesting. But we got Spider-Man and Carnage right there looking good. On the side, looking even better. And then I really like this side. Volume 1, Volume 2, very, very cool, very neat. This is how you have to display it on your shelf. That's what I say. This looks very, very cool. And that's kind of what I do with my X-Men ones as well. And on the back, got a little glamour shot action going on there. See what all the fuss is about. All the UPC's warnings down below. Unfortunately, no blurb, nothing. I would love like an episode synopsis saying, oh, Carnage joined in series... episode 5, series 3, or whatever it would be. See you later. Goodbye. Season 3, I should say. Interesting. Okay, this is gonna be one of those unboxings with this plastic prison stuff. Without the plastic prison stuff, all the extra baggies and all kinds of fun stuff with that. See you later. Goodbye. I'll get the scissors out. I'm gonna cut this out. These are all, all of Carnage's weapons and tentacles, things like that. See you later. Goodbye. Pull them out of here. There it is. See you later. Goodbye. Cardboard. See you later. Goodbye. Making a mess. Just making a huge mess. Oh, Spider-Man hands everywhere. Get those all out. See you later. Goodbye. All right, Spider-Man, you're coming with me. See you later. Goodbye. More Carnage stuff. Oh my gosh, he's got all the stuff. Oh, we got the extra head there. That is cool. All right, now business is picking up. We'll talk about that in a little bit. See you later. It's funny, these things get announced and you kind of forget what you're getting until they finally come. That's kind of how I am with this Carnage a little bit. But there it goes. See you later off the screen. Nothing else in the box. Going to fold this up. And like I said, I will be keeping this box. So a gentle see you later off to the side there. But let's dive into these two. Let's look at the accessories first. And I guess we'll go good guys first in this instance. We'll go Spider-Man. Not a lot of accessories with Spider-Man. Just some extra hands here. But we do get a Fist of Fury and a splayed out hand on the figure. We get the exact opposite here, so that makes a lot of sense. We get the yin and yang there, and then you get the old spider swinging web hands right here as well. All in black here. You got the little square, rectangle on the palm there, on the top of the hands, I guess I should say. Looking good. It looks like he's saying I love you to everybody, but we do have that. But now we got Spider-Man out of the package, and let's see what all the fuss is about with this Spider-Man. Very interesting colorization on this, as you can imagine. It's got the shading, the animated shading, which definitely isn't for everybody. I know there's some people that actually hate it, so they easily pass on this one because they don't like it. But it is definitely an interesting look to this Spider-Man. Obviously, it is the black symbiote Spider-Man. Looks just like him, but that blue really does throw me off. And I don't know, that shading there, I don't know if I like it. I don't know if I can sign on to it. Obviously, it makes sense, though it's an animated series. I get it. But it really throws my brain off from what I expect and what I kind of feel like I should be seeing here with that blue. It's just a very weird kind of dynamic there. I don't know. I don't know if I can explain that. I think you guys know what I mean here. But definitely an interesting looking figure. Not very tight in some of the gap. There's a little bit more thigh gap when I would like on some of this stuff, but that could just be mine. No paint application issues. I don't see any scuffing. As we always say, the white and black attack is always hard to get in paint, getting the lines clean and stuff like that. But it does look okay to me. I think this is okay as far as paint-wise go. I guess walk through the articulation really quick. You get the butterfly shoulders, bicep cut, arm does go all the way around if you needed to. Double jointed pinless elbows, hits being played here. Of course, hands removable, hands back and forth, side to side. A lot of good head movement out of this one, so you can get Spider-Man in all kinds of crazy directions with his head. You do get the traditional ab crunch, then you get the hula hoop at the top, and then no waist articulation there. I thought for a second, I guess we do got drop down hips on this one a little bit. Just a little bit of drop down hips on this guy. Not a ton, but just a hair. Nothing like G.I. Joe Classified or the brand new Mattel Elites as of late, but we do get a little drop down hips here. We got a thigh cut. Like I said, I have a way too big of a gap here. I don't know if I got to heat it up or what to get that kind of closer together. Double jointed pinless knees. I'm here for that. You do get the boot cut. Ankles back and forth, side to side. And then we get that old McFarlane toe articulation. How about that? We always love to see that one. That is for sure. But an interesting one. I don't know. I just don't know what to think about this blue. Maybe it'll grow on me. Maybe it just won't be for me. But definitely does look different. Definitely does feel different here at the table. Does he fit on a Mattel ringside collectible stand? Use discount code Kyle. Save yourself 10%. And what do you know? Fits perfectly if you need a stand for your Spider-Man. Boy, he's got some tight joints on him, but he will fit on this stand. Of course, I do have the OG version, or the last version of the Black Symbiote Spider-Man. I believe this is the identical figure, if I am not mistaken. Sure seems to be that way. We got to get the most out of our molds, as we do know. How can they sell the same product to you multiple times? Well, I will say there is differences between this one I grabbed at least, as this one does have the pin joints, this one does have the pinless joints, but I know we've had a few different versions of this one as of late, but still a good figure. I don't know. I just don't know what to think about it. I definitely am going to prefer the non-cell shaded, and I think that'll carry over to Carnage as well. I'm sure that'll be kind of the same thing for me, but definitely Black Suit Spider-Man is a very cool one. Of course, I was of the era of Venom when Venom first came on the scene when I was a little kid. He was all the rage. He's still all the rage for me now, so it's kind of the natural progression into Venom, of course, with this suit, but it is what it is. I don't know if it's, I'm not going to say it's great. I'm not going to say I absolutely love it. It's just kind of there. And it does make you feel like you're watching the animated series, I guess, with the shading on it. I just don't know if the shading is for everybody. So the verdict's still out. Choose your own adventure. But now we turn our attention to old Cletus Cassidy. How about that? All in on this one here. Love me some Carnage. Maximum Carnage was my game on the Super Nintendo when I was in like 5th grade or so. Absolutely loved playing that game. Of course, comic books, like I said, I was reading of this generation. So Carnage responds very well to me. He's playing all the hits for me at the end of the day. So I do like what I see there. Now we do get some extra hands with him. We got the 2 crazy hands on the figure, and then we do get a nice kind of Freddy Krueger-like hand over here that you can add on. And then we do get this big ol' axe add-on hand. It's a fisted axe hand. How about that? I'm here for that as well. So we get some cool accessories here. I always love the red and black attack on Carnage. Always looks really, really good. Then you get the backed effect piece there, kind of just giving you a little extra pizzazz to Carnage, I guess, when you plug this in like a backpack into his back. Then we get Carnage here. We get 2 heads on Carnage. You get the Cletus Cassidy head. And I did get an old school Mattel Lex Luthor in the orange prison jumpsuit. I took the head off that, and I put my old Carnage head on that, so it was kind of Carnage in jail. So I'm leaning towards this one using this head on here, because I do have a couple Carnages already in my collection, and I might use this head on this body for this one. But it's definitely a maniacal guy. He's got the crazy red hair going on all over the place. He's got the big Joker-like smile. He's kind of like Joker in some ways, but definitely looks like an absolute maniac right there. And then you get the regular traditional Carnage head that looks really good. Oh, I thought the jaw had articulation on it at first. I was like, wow, that would be really cool, but unfortunately that's not the case. You can see the big inside of the mouth, all pink colored inside there, and then the black and white and red looks really, really good on that head. Got a skinny Carnage body, of course, very similar to the black suit Spider-Man body. Very similar. Unfortunately, we do have pinned joints on this one, so no pinless joints, no upgrade to our Carnage figure. That is kind of sad because if you're starting this new line, I'd love to see them all be pinless so they all kind of flow in the same kind of articulation landscape. Not going to be the case here there, but we do get the butterfly shoulders, you get the arms that go around, you get the bicep cut, double jointed elbows, not pinless, but boy, a little gummy, a little bit weak, way too weak on these elbows if you ask me. I'm not sure how many little kids are going to have these, but man, a little kid could snap this arm right off the bat. Very reminiscent of AEW Jazzwares figures, especially from about a year ago or so. Very loose at the elbow joint. Not a big fan of that one. They need to tighten that up big time, big time. Because a kid or anybody that's not delicate with their figures, they're going to break that off. There's no doubt in my mind. Same with the other one. They're both that way. So not a fan of that at all, as we've talked about that many times on the channel over the last couple of years. Hands removable, back and forth, side to side, of course. Head all over the place with the head, way down, way up, side to side. All kinds of crazy maniacal movement out of Carnage if you need it. He does got the traditional ab crunch going on, then a waist articulation. He can do those big old Carnage splits if he needs to. We got the thigh cut, double jointed knees, of course, pinned in the knees. You got the boot cut, and then the ankles back and forth, side to side. Definitely looking good. I'm going to pop in this backpack on him. You get kind of more effect to him. He's got the red and black attack going on throughout. Always looks really good. He might be a good one to throw up on a flight stand as well, kind of flying through the air, coming crazy, as he is an absolute maniac, old Carnage, as we do know. Definitely looks good. Not really the shading like Spider-Man. It's really not noticeable. This kind of just could fit in with just a regular Carnage shelf to me. Obviously, you got the black on the red, but not as overly dramatic animated style as Spider-Man was in between these two. But he does fit on a Mattel ringside collectible stand. If you need some stands, go over there. Use discount code Kyle. Save yourself 10%. But I do got another Carnage here as well, and I'm going to try to make these two as different as possible. A much lighter red and a darker red on the older version, but a ton of reuse, as you can imagine. Got to get the most out of your molds. They're going to reuse a lot of this kind of stuff. That's what we see here. I will say the hand on this big axe is definitely different. You got some similarities, but is it a different hand? No, it is the same. Never mind. I take that back. It's the exact same thing, just painted differently here. So I don't know. To me, I'm going to go back to this original Carnage. I really do like the color. This is kind of what I think of more, but I guess if we're looking for an animated one, that's what this series and set is about. This is going to be the one here, but an interesting one. I'm not 100% sold on it. Like I said, for me and my collector brain, this is going to be a separate shelf in my collection. I'm not going to be mixing it with some of these other guys here, so it does work, but I could see some people wanting to put them all together. And I don't know, I think you're better off getting this Spider-Man than this one, really, at the end of the day. And Carnage, you could really go either way. I guess it depends what color red you like on your Carnage, because the Carnage, more so than Spider-Man, you could mix him into whatever you need to. I truly believe that one there. But this is a good pack. I just don't know if it's great. The packaging, absolutely phenomenal. The character selection, phenomenal. Just not really sold on the shading, but you kind of know that's what you're getting with this. So it's just a little of this, a little of that there. So somewhere in the middle is where I'm going to put this set, and I'll be very interested to see where this set goes from here, how deep they get, who we get in this set. I mean, will we get like a Smythe? I would love to see Smythe in this line. We'll see if that ends up happening, if we'll get some of those deep cut characters we haven't got in the traditional Legends line. But my gut tells me you'll get them in the traditional Legend line, then they'll add some cell shading, and bam, they're in this line. We'll see what happens. I guess we'll all stay tuned to Hasbro Pulse like we always do. But what say you guys out there in YouTube land? You picking this set up? You passing, playing the long game, waiting for a Hasbro sale? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Of course, you made it this far. Don't forget to like the video. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Turn on the old notification bell. As you guys know, we got videos every single day, and then some. Yes, and then some. And we got even more content, including early access to videos over there on the old Patreon, including a ton of other things over there for Patreon members. At the end of the day, the Patreon, the best way to support the channel and all the content we have here. You can also support the channel over at ProWrestlingTees.com. Search Kyle Peterson, and then don't forget about social media. SirPaul64 is where you're going to find me on Twitter, Instagram, _Kyle_Peterson. So for the Black Suit Symbiote Spider-Man and my boy Carnage, I'm Kyle. See you guys all real soon.